Community Mindfulness is a weekly 20-minute videocast of guided mindfulness practice. I'm the volunteer leader, Andrea Marion, yoga and mindfulness teacher since 2004. I live and work in Burlington, Vermont. So how does community mindfulness work? Well, you sit quietly and do very little, actually. Follow the suggestions that I give or practice what feels comfortable to you. A focus on the breathing or notice thoughts and let them go. In this non-doing, a natural receptive capacity for awareness and joy arises, however subtle or small. We start to notice that it feels good to be in the present, connected to what's happening. With practice, it's like blowing on a small flame. Mindfulness in everyday living gets stronger and stronger, and we are lucky to have this capacity that builds and supports safety, freedom, peacefulness, and well-being for ourselves and others. There's a sweetness, joy, and beauty in the moment. So let's begin. Welcome to Community Mindfulness this week. We're starting with a series of styles of mindfulness that each of us might relate to. And they all start, each of the words starts with a B and happens to be one in the animal or insect world. So it's birds, bats, barnacles. Is a barnacle? That's a little animal. Barnacle or bees. So tonight we're going to practice a style that birds excel at, which is vision, images. An eagle or a hawk can see a prey from, I don't know, miles up, moving in the grass or on the forest floor. And so that's an amazing gift of sight, of being able to see an image. And we have this capacity both when our eyes are open and when our eyes are closed. And special note for those of you who are not comfortable with images, I suggest, and some of us, as we go through all these Bs, these different styles, you're going to find ones that are easier and ones that are more difficult. So you can always shift your practice to something that makes a little more sense to you. So let us begin. Close the eyes or cast them down. And we will begin to practice relaxed, focused attention. So it is possible to be relaxed and focused at the same time. So let's relax first. So settle yourself into your seat so that you are comfortable and feel grounded. Notice the next 3 inhales. And as you notice those inhales, perhaps your body relaxed a little. Softness around the eyes and the face and the jaw and the scalp. Softness around the shoulders and the front of the body and the back of the body. Softness and relaxation in the hips and the tops of the legs. Softness and relaxation in the lower legs and the feet. Softness and relaxation in the arms and the hands, which may be together in your lap or on your knees. And then notice focus. Focus on an image that I will say now that your body is nice and relaxed as it can be. If relaxation is not available to you in a certain part of your body, that's okay. You can just kind of move that around a little bit and you know, the shoulders or the jaw or whatever, and just be with what is. And as I mentioned the following images, I suggest you bring them to your mind's eye. Or if image isn't available to you in your mind's eye, you allow them to, you allow yourself to say the word. So here we begin. A waterfall cascade over rocks. A beautiful mountain lake with high peaks all around and pine trees at the edges. A beach at sunset, the sun just setting and a glow of orange and yellow and rose light over the water that comes into the shore and reaches toward the sand and then recedes back into the glow of the sun on the water. Streaks of northern lights in the sky, green, pink, white sheets. Rippling sand in a desert. Rippling sand in a desert. A baby chipmunk on its hind legs. A doe with soft fur and a lifted tail, taking a sip of water from a pond. A tree in full green leaf of summer. The Eiffel Tower in Paris, France. A path in a shady wood. A dirt path in a shady wood. A brightly colored parrot. It has red up on the head and down to the neck, and then yellow at the top of the wings, and then the back of the body is blue, red, yellow, and blue parrot. A white kitty cat with blue eyes. An island off the shore of a coast, a small island off the shore of a coast with water surrounding it. A mama tiger with a little baby tiger. A white moth in the evening. A white moth fluttering in the evening light. A little green frog on the bark of a rain-drenched tree. A little green frog on the bark of a rain-drenched tree. A hummingbird hovering over a bright zinnia flower. A hummingbird. A little crab, maybe about an inch big, scurrying along the shore that a wave just left free. A little crab scurrying along. A monkey in a tree. A monkey in a tree. A bluebird with its blue wings and slightly rosy breast. A bluebird. A red balloon as it rises through the air against a blue sky. A small rowboat, and maybe you can put yourself in it, but a small rowboat on a serene lake. The tippy top of a mountain. The tippy top of a mountain and the view that you see from the top of that mountain. Could be any view that you like. A full moon in a velvety dark blue evening sky. A full moon in a velvety dark blue evening sky. A fern at the edge of a pond that is reflected in the pond. So you actually see two ferns. A snowy field glistening in the sun. A bird on the water. It can be any bird. It could be Sal and Nancy's loon. It could be a heron. It could be a duck. Whatever bird you can bring to mind on the water. A beautiful white fluffy owl in a tree with its eyes blinking. It's evening, so the owl can begin to see. A white, fluffy, snowy owl in a tree with eyes blinking. Two people hugging, and you can put yourself in there if you like, hugging someone someone you haven't seen for a while, or someone you see every day. The earth, as if you were in space. You're looking at the earth from space. You can see the continents, you can see the ocean. A bright red flower, any kind of flower, a bright red flower, just the bloom, a bright red flower. A beautiful gem. You can pick any gem, a diamond or a ruby, or even a piece of mica that you find in a rock on the trail, something that's glittery and pretty, a beautiful gem. A pyramid on the desert, a pyramid on the desert, like one would see in the East, a pyramid. A bee with pollen collected on her fuzzy legs. A bee, a yellow and black bee with pollen sacs on her fuzzy legs. A yellow ball, a yellow tennis ball that goes through the air. It goes from one side of your vision and then drops off the other side. And then bring that yellow tennis ball from the side it disappeared on through your vision, and it drops off on the opposite side. A meandering river. You know, one like the Winooski River that really takes S-turns, and you wonder if it's ever really going to get anywhere because it turns back on itself so much. A meandering river. A bubbling mountain stream going over rocks, swirling into eddies. A bubbling mountain stream. A hammock hanging from two trees, and you can put yourself or someone else in the hammock. A hammock hanging from two trees. A sliver of a moon in the daytime. We can often see the moon in the daytime. So a sliver of a crescent moon against a blue sky with some clouds around it. A delicate pink rose, a delicate pink rose. A horse in a pasture. It munches some grass and then it lifts its gaze and looks right at you. And so you keep your attention on these images as you can. If your mind wanders, just bring them back to the images that I say. You can also use words to describe these images. A tall giraffe, a tall mama giraffe with a little baby giraffe right next to her. Breathe in, breathe out. Let the images go. Focus on the inhale and the exhale. And remember the relaxation that you had in your body. You may feel it. And then recall the focus that you just had in following the images, either visually in your mind or with words. And I'll count back from 5, and we'll use the landing cloud because that's kind of a visual one. So imagine yourself on a white puffy cloud. 5, you're floating along nicely on that cloud. Floating along. 4, it's coming closer towards your house, that cloud. 3, it's coming down into the neighborhood, bringing you with it. You're just comfortably floating on the cloud. 2, the cloud reaches your house. And 1, you step off the cloud and onto your chair or sofa or bed or cushion where you are practicing, and gently open your eyes and start to move a little bit. And that will be the end of our practice for today. We have a different practice each week. And next week, tune in for bats. Thank you for being here. If you have questions about community mindfulness, you can email AndreaMarion193@gmail.com. Thank you, everyone.